Hey there, my name's Ryan Dossey, and in today's video, we're going to talk about a flip that you're likely going to see happen in the market that you definitely want to be prepared for, especially if you're wholesaling. Let's dive right in. Before I dive into today's video, if you like or find the content that I share helpful, all I'm going to ask is that you like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. I'd appreciate you helping us get there, only if you find this valuable. If you're like myself, you're younger, you're in real estate, chances are that you've been in kind of this climb we've all been in. The market's gone up. It's really all we've known if you're like me and you started investing after like 08, 09. I got in right at like 2014. So going on, was that like 8 years that I've been at this? Now, if you haven't watched the previous video we did, I've interviewed some other people and gotten their feedback who've been through similar, we'll call them tumultuous times that I'll link to above. So you can go check that out if you haven't seen it already. But if you've been in direct to seller marketing, I want to applaud and congratulate you. Real estate has never been hotter, more expensive, more explosive, and sellers have been just absolutely indoctrinated with the fact that they have something everybody else wants. On top of that, the amount of people trying to get into real estate as wholesalers, flippers, landlords, it's absolutely exploded. It seems like we've lovingly joked around our office that a lot of the guys that used to sell drugs realized they could make more money flipping houses. I'm sure you've probably seen similar things in your market. There's a ton of demand for not necessarily a ton of available inventory. If you've been going direct to seller, our average since like 2014 has been right at like $2,500 to get an off-market deal. We've seen that climb to like $3,500, $4,000, depending on the market. I've got clients that are in really competitive markets, like some of the coastal places that are seeing like $5,000, $7,500, $10,000 a deal is not unheard of. However, what those guys don't like to admit is they make way more money on one deal than I make on a house in the Midwest. So there's a blessing and a curse there. The flip that you are about to see happen is the market going from a seller's market to a buyer's market. What that means is it's going to get significantly easier to get off-market deals at a discount. The challenge, if you're wholesaling, is that you're going to have to work harder to find your buyers. In the past, it was like if you had a deal at 75% minus repairs, you didn't even have to sell it. I actually think a lot of real estate investors, a lot of wholesalers never really had to like sell their deals. It's basically just been like, I have one, do you want it? And people are like, yeah, absolutely. What you're going to see is buyers are going to get more picky. They're going to want newer, nicer assets with smaller rehabs and thicker margins. When I started out back in 2014, we used the 65% rule. So 65% of what the place was worth, minus repairs, minus whatever I wanted to make on my wholesale fee. Now we've used the 75% rule, but I know guys that are at 80, 85, even 90% rules. You're likely not going to see people get away with that anymore. If you have a project that needs a massive rehab, it's going to take a specific buyer and it better have a ton of upside. We've even seen with some of our own private lenders, they're not as interested in the deals we bring them that we're like, hey, we need 100K for the house and 100K for the remodel. They want to see we need 80 for the house and 20 for the remodel, right? So you're going to see that change and you've got to be prepared for it. The flip side of that you're going to see is you're going to have to do a better job at positioning and actually selling your deals. What that's going to look like is it's not just going to be like you flick out a text or an email with, here's the address, give me your offer, highest and best. One of the things that I actually think is going to be really funny with this flip, you've got a lot of wholesalers that have just been arrogant asshats for like the past 5 years, right? Oh, I've got the deal. These are my terms. Take it or leave it. It's not going to work anymore. When people have their kind of pick of the litter of options, you'd better have the best, sexiest deals, and you'd also better be able to sell them. What I mean by that is it's It's really not going to be like a, here's the address, make me an offer. I've got 5 other people who want it. You're likely going to have to hunt and find for that buyer. Now, the bright side of this, it only takes one person to buy one deal. The downside to this is your guy in the past that was your number one buyer that would buy 5 places from you at a time, he might decide he only wants to do 1 a quarter. Or he might be able to find the other 4 he was going to buy from you this month on the market. You're going to have to sell the vision on the opportunities that you're coming up with. Instead of it being, hey, Matt, I've got a deal, let me know if you want it, that you're just texting out. It's likely going to be much more, I've got a tremendous opportunity in a neighborhood that I know you love because you've bought in it before with tons of upside. Let me walk you through why this thing makes sense. I think that the salesmanship side of things that has been applied to sellers, you're going to have to see applied to buyers. Now, the other kind of piece with this topic is, yes, you're going to still have to market to get deals, but you're going to have to put a lot more effort into building your buyers list than you probably have before. In a separate video, I'm going to walk you guys through what we're doing right now to just build a solid buyers list to take through the rest of the year with us. My name is Ryan Dossey. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If you found this helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. Talk to y'all next time.